The weekend defeat to Hibernian and Ibrox wasn't just another bad result. It was a reflection of a club that seems to be spiraling and fast. Rangers are leaking goals, fluffing golden chances, and looking lost for ideas. And the fans there, not just disappointed anymore, they're angry. This isn't what they expect from a club with Rangers history. That badge carries weight, and right now too many players are looking like they're struggling to wear it. It was the 5th straight home loss, something unthinkable for a club like Rangers. The atmosphere around Ibrox has turned from frustration to disbelief. Now, you look at the performances, and there's a pattern that's hard to ignore. Moments of quality followed by long spells of inconsistency, mistakes repeated over and over again, and players who just don't seem willing to fight every single week. One week they're showing grit and promise the next they're completely unrecognizable. Chris Boyd didn't hold back this time. Speaking after the latest defeat, he tore into the current squad, accusing the players of throwing interim coach Barry Ferguson under the bus. And honestly, looking at the performances, it's hard to argue with him. He questioned whether some of these players can actually handle the pressure that comes with representing Rangers. He even suggested that it might be time for a full rebuild. Top to bottom, to clean out what he sees as a squad lacking the mentality needed to bring silverware back to Ibrox. Boyd pointed out that the same mistakes keep happening no matter who's in charge. Managers have come and gone, and still the team crumbles under pressure. And when a performance like the one against Celtic happens, a match where Rangers showed fight and composure, the fans get hopeful again. But then, like clockwork, it's followed by a defeat like the one to Hibs, and it just confirms what so many have feared. This squad simply cannot be trusted to deliver consistently. He didn't mince words. According to Boyd, too many of these players are picking and choosing when they turn up. You can't have that at Rangers. This isn't a club where you can drift through matches and hope no one notices. Every single game matters. Whether it's a European night or a tough away trip on a cold, rainy Wednesday, if you wear that shirt, you give everything. No excuses. And it's not just Boyd sounding the alarm. The fans who pack out Ibrox every week are starting to show signs of giving up. That energy, that fire is fading. And who can blame them? They turn up expecting passion, commitment, a team that bleeds. Blue. What they're getting instead is a group of players that looks mentally drained, physically sluggish, and emotionally checked out. Let's be clear, there is talent in this team. Nobody's denying that. But talent alone doesn't win matches. It's the desire to fight the consistency. That's what's been missing. Barry Ferguson has tried to steady the ship since stepping in. But when your goalkeeper is making basic errors, when the team looks like they're going through the motions, what can you do? Jack Butland, usually reliable, has been under the spotlight after another costly mistake. A tame shot squirmed under him, gifting Hibs an early lead, and with it the control of the game. That moment deflated the stadium. And it wasn't an isolated incident. Last week it was another error at Dens Park, and Barry Ferguson made it clear after the match. Mistakes like that have consequences. The caretaker boss didn't hide his disappointment. He admitted it was a bad mistake and hinted that changes are coming. He wants more effort, more accountability, more hunger. Watching Hibs outfight and outrun Rangers at Ibrox clearly hit a nerve with him, and he made a promise if a player isn't pulling his weight, he won't play. Simple as that. Now all eyes turn to Thursday night. Rangers face Athletic Club in the first leg of their Europa League quarterfinal. A massive occasion, a chance for redemption, and perhaps a turning point. But it's also a match where the players won't need any extra motivation. European nights at Ibrox are special. The lights, the roar of the crowd, the history. It brings something out of you, or at least it should. But that's the thing. Can this team rise to the occasion, or will it be another story of inconsistency and regret? Barry Ferguson says he hasn't had time to study the opposition properly yet, but he knows enough to understand what's at stake. He knows Athletic Club are a top quality side, but he also knows that this is Rangers, and when this club is at its best, it can beat anyone. What Ferguson wants now is simple players who are ready to fight for the badge. He's not asking for miracles. He's asking for work rate, desire, responsibility. Because if this team is going to salvage anything from this season, it starts on Thursday night. They need to show the fans and themselves that they still care, that the shirt still means something. Meanwhile, in an interesting bit of hindsight, former Rangers midfielder Graham Roberts revealed he once told the club to sign Dele Alli. Back when Ali was making a name for himself at Tottenham, Robert saw the potential and pushed for Rangers to make a move. Fast forward to now, and Ali finds himself in Italy with Fabregas' side in Serie B, having just been sent off 8 minutes into his debut against Milan at the San Siro. A far cry from the promising youngster who lit up the Premier League. Robert said there was always a player there, someone with the talent to shine but who needed support, guidance, and the right environment. He believed Rangers could have been that place for him. Whether that would have changed Ali's career, path is anyone's guess. But it's just another what if in a sport full of them. Right now, though, Rangers can't afford to dwell on missed opportunities in the transfer market or on the pitch. What matters is what comes next. Thursday is a chance to show character, to stand up and be counted. And for players like Butland, it's an opportunity to silence the critics and prove they belong. The manager has spoken. The expectations are clear. It's time to deliver. Thursday night's clash at Ibrox isn't just a football match, it's a moment of truth. The kind that defines seasons and decides futures. For Rangers, it's not only about getting a result against Athletic Club, it's about restoring belief in the team, in the project, or most importantly, in the badge. Because right now, that belief is hanging by a thread. Barry Ferguson knows this better than anyone. He's no stranger to pressure. He's worn the shirt captain, the side lifted. Trophies. He understands what it means to play for Rangers. That's why his words after the Hibernian defeat hit so hard. You could see it in his face. This wasn't just disappointment, it was something deeper. A genuine sense of betrayal by a group of players who in his eyes aren't giving enough. And when a guy like Barry says you're not running hard enough, not pressing with enough urgency, not showing the will to fight, you better listen. He's not throwing players under the bus for the sake of it. He's sending a message, this is Rangers Football Club. There are standards, and if you're not meeting them, you're out. It's easy for people on the outside to talk about tactics, formation systems, but sometimes it's much simpler than that. It's about desire, commitment, running that extra yard when your legs are gone, digging in when the game's turned ugly, and that's what's been missing in recent weeks. Not talent, not ability, but hunger. That fire in the belly that drives champions. There's no hiding at Ibrox. Not when the stands are full and the lights are on. That's when you find out who really wants it. And make no mistake, Athletic Club will be no pushovers. They're strong, technically sharp, and they won't be intimidated by the atmosphere. They've played on big stages before, but if Rangers want to remind Europe and themselves who they are, this is the night to do it. It's also a chance for some of the senior players to step up and lead. Guys like Tavernier, Goldson, and Lundstrom, they've been through the highs and lows. They've lifted silverware and suffered heartbreak. But now, more than ever, they need to rally the dressing room, inspire the younger lads, set the tone from the first whistle. Because right now, the supporters are desperate for something to believe in. They're tired of the same apologies after defeats, tired of the false dawns. What they want is a team that fights for every ball that defends their home. Turf like it matters that bleeds blue the way they do. That's not too much to ask. Chris Boyd said it himself. Maybe the shirt's just too heavy for some of these players. Maybe they're not built for this level of expectation. That's a harsh truth, but it's one Rangers need to confront head on. There's no room for passengers. Not in a squad that's expected to compete on multiple fronts. Not in a club that demands trophies. And it's not just the fans and pundits who feel this. Inside the club, the pressure's building. Talk of takeovers and structural changes behind the scenes is adding another layer of uncertainty. Everyone's waiting to see what comes next. But in the meantime, the football has to speak. And that starts with putting in a performance worthy of the badge on Thursday. What's clear is that Ferguson's taking no prisoners. His approach is blunt but honest. You perform, you play. You slack off, you're out. It's the kind of clarity that's been missing too often in recent years. Rangers have looked like a team without direction, a squad full of players who don't know their roles or responsibilities. That has to end. It's also a big test of character for the likes of Jack Butland. Mistakes happen, even to the best, but it's how you respond that matters. Thursday offers him a perfect platform to bounce back. The fans will back him, but only if they see the fire, the focus, the determination to put things right. Because another slip-up and questions will get louder. Across the pitch, players are running out of chances. The season is reaching its climax, and there's still a Europa League dream to fight for. That alone should be motivation enough. European nights are where legends are made. And for those wearing the blue shirt, this could be a turning point. Prove you belong. Prove you care. Behind the scenes, eyes will also be on recruitment. With the summer window approaching, Rangers can't afford to make the same mistakes again. If a rebuild is coming, as Boyd suggested, it has to be ruthless. No sentiment, no waiting around for potential to finally blossom. It's time for winners, players who are hungry for success, who understand the expectations and thrive under them. And until that happens, the squad has to show it still has a pulse. It's been a brutal stretch of home form, and the confidence is clearly low. But one big win one night where everything clicks, it can change everything. Momentum, belief, the whole mood around the club. That's what Thursday can do. Ferguson's message couldn't be clearer. You either fight for this club or you don't play. The time for excuses is over. And if these players want to avoid being part of that top to bottom, clear out, they better start proving they're worth keeping. Because the fans have seen enough talk. They want action. So now it's over to the team. A quarterfinal against a tough European opponent under the lights at Ibrox with a full house roaring them on. If that doesn't light a fire under you, nothing will. This isn't just another game. This is Rangers' chance to show they still have teeth, still have pride, still have the backbone to stand tall when it matters most. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to get all the exclusive news about Rangers FC. Don't overlook any details about your beloved team. It's crucial for Rangers FC fans. It was a crisp morning in Glasgow when murmurs turned into roars. James Tavernier, the heart and soul of Rangers for nearly a decade, has reportedly set his sights on a departure. The news hit Ibrox like a thunderclap. A man who once seemed bound to the club's legacy with iron chains now appears ready to break them. After over 500 appearances and a historic record as British football's highest scoring defender, why would the captain even consider leaving? Insiders close to the situation suggest that Tavernier, now 33, feels the need for one final chapter, possibly abroad or in the Premier League, before calling time on his career. Despite his continued dominance on the field and a contract that runs until 2026, the defender is believed to be growing restless. He's done it all here, one source said. There's a sense he wants to test himself in a new environment before it's too late. Those sentiments have only intensified in recent weeks as Rangers' ambitions clash with the pace of his personal goals. For the Rangers faithful, it's a bitter pill to swallow. Tavernier is not just a player. They see him as a symbol of rebirth, resilience, and revival. From lifting the Scottish Championship trophy to scoring against Borussia Dortmund in Europe, his story has been stitched into every fabric of the club's modern history. The thought of him walking away leaves a gaping emotional void, and yet there's a sense of reluctant understanding. After all, how much more can he give? The club itself remains tight-lipped, but the silence is telling. While no official transfer request has been filed, Tavernier's growing interest in seeking a new challenge is now widely acknowledged within the dressing room. His leadership remains firm, his performance is steady. But for how long? With clubs in England and abroad already. Rumored to be circling, Rangers may soon face an uncomfortable reckoning. How do you replace a legend? As the summer transfer window looms, all eyes will be on Tavernier's next move. Will he leave as a conquering hero, bowing out on his own terms? Or will the club find a way to persuade his captain to stay and finish what he started? Either way, a defining moment in Rangers' modern era is fast approaching, and it carries the weight of history. Greetings, fans! Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, as it's greatly appreciated by Rangers FC. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments section below. Until the next video, stay tuned.